Okay, boys and girls, Miss Willie. We're on your last 2 weeks worth of packets. I have a review because we no longer have letter Z. We are done with letters for the alphabet. We're working on a review. So one of the activities you're going to be doing this week is working on coloring the lowercase letters of the alphabet. So you're going to take and you're going to first color them. I don't want you to try to do this all in one day. I want you to take your time and color each letter. Say each letter's name. You can start with letter A and color letter A. And then say the sound, say the name first. It's letter A. Then you're going to say the sound. Letter A is a vowel, so it's one of those tricky letters. It says its name, and it also says its sound. It says A and like apple. All right? And you're going to color letter B, B, C. That's another tricky letter. It says K and S, like in circus, and K and cat. And letter D, E, F. So D is D, E is Eh. And it says its name in some words too, like eagle. F, G, 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 G. And it also says the sound J, 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 like giraffe. And H is H, 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 like hot, baby, hot, hot, hot. And letter I, 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 I. And it's another vowel, so it says, it's tricky again. It's going to say I, like in inside, or it's going to say I, like in ice cream. Yay, ice cream. J, 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 J. Letter K, 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 K. Letter L, O. M, M. N, N. O is another tricky letter. It says O, and it says ah, like an octopus. And P, P, and then Q, qu, qu. Remember, Q and U stick like glue. Qu, qu, qu. R is r, like roof or rice. It's got a r sound to it, like a pirate. R. S is s, s, s. Then T is up here. T, 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 T. And U is a tricky letter again. It says the sound U, its name, like use. And then it says like up. V, 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 like in volcano. And that was a fun project, right? W is w, 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 w. X is x, x, x. Y is y, y, y. And Z is z. All right, like in our Zoom meetings, okay? So you're going to color those. And after you color them, let me color one so you can see. Let's see, I'll color this one. Green. So I have a pink A, a green B. And I'll make a purple C. So, boys and girls, you can color all of these one day. You can color one sheet one day and color the other sheet the next day. I want you to take your time. Don't rush, okay? It's not a hurry-up project. Then you're going to use your scissors. Miss Willie's got to find her scissors. All right, where am I? I'm going to use my big scissors. You guys have your little scissors that Miss Willie gave you, okay? And you're going to cut on the dotted lines. You see those lines right there? Those are dotted lines. You're going to cut those out. That's going to be another day. I don't want you to do the coloring and the cutting on the same day. Color one day and then cut another day, okay? And if your mommies and daddies need to help you with the cutting, that's fine. All right? So mommies and daddies, when you do this project, you're going to put your hand over their hands. They're going to put their 2 fingers in the big hole and 1 thumb in the little hole, and you're going to go open, close, open, close. And they're going to learn how to use their helper hand. This is their helper hand right here, okay? So open, close, open, close. All right. So So once those are all done, and my granddaughter's making one for you guys to see, and I'll send that picture to you on Thursday because I don't want you to rush. I want you to take all week to work on this, okay? So I want you to color one day, then I want you to cut the next day, and then you can think about how you're going to put your chicka chicka boom boom tree together, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here is the trunk of the tree, and I'm going to be reading the chicka chicka boom boom story for you this week. And here is the tree, okay? In the story, in part of the story, and I know you guys have heard this story before, the tree falls over like this because it gets so heavy from all the alphabet letters. So you guys are going to glue the alphabet letters on Thursday, okay? So take your time. We're going to show you what one looks like on Thursday morning, all right? I don't want you to rush this. This is a project I want you to take your time with. You have all week to finish it, okay? So take your time, and I'll show you what it's going to look like on Thursday when we put it together. All right, in your packets, there's also a name writing sheet. That's for the next 2 weeks. You can do those whenever you want. One day this week, we're going to read a story about apples in a tree, and then you guys can use this one that day, okay? It'll be either this week or next week. And I'll explain it that day. This is a math project. There's two in each bag. All of you have the 3 little pigs, I believe. And then the 4s have the dinosaurs, and the 3s have the springtime caterpillars. And I will explain that in just a second. So for these are called clothespin cards. You could take and you can glue these on cards, and you could actually make cards out of them if you want to. If you want to glue them on like some harder paper and make little cards, or the kids can just color them. So if they wanted to count 1, 2, 3, and then they'd look for the number, that's 8, that's 5, that's 3, and they would color over that number. Or if you wanted to make cards out of these, you can take a clothespin, yep, there, like this, and they can practice with it, and then you can put the clothespin over the correct number. So either one is fine. You can cut these up in the card, you can just use the worksheets and just color them. That's up to you guys and what you want to do, okay? You're the teachers at home. I'm just giving you ideas. All right, so and this project here is a real easy one too. Hold off until I do the 10 apple stories. It'll probably be next week before I do that one, but I'm not sure. I got to look at my schedule. Then I have a project for the second week because you have 2 weeks worth of work, and I want you guys not to rush these, okay? Because it's all review right now in stories, so there's no rush. They've done every letter they need to do for this year. This is going to be my favorite memory of preschool. So they're going to write their names for the ones that know how to do it up here. And then I want them to draw a picture. For me, my favorite memory is reading stories and getting hugs from my kids in my classroom. So I would draw a picture of that, okay? And then the kids can tell you, and you can write down what they say about what their favorite memory is. And they can keep this with their graduation certificates that went out this past week, okay? All right, so these are projects that are no rush to do. Take your time. These are for the next 2 weeks. Catch up on stuff that you didn't get packets for until this week, because I know some of you didn't get the Z packet until this week. So take your time, catch up on old stuff. No rush. All right, and that's the projects that we have. This is counting activities. We've got cutting activities and gluing, writing, and review of of all the letters of the alphabet. And the last thing I have in your packet is a little book that we made for all the kids called Thank You to the Essential Workers. And here is the front of it. It's got a little heart. And many of my parents are essential workers. Some of you work in restaurants and you're chefs. Some of you work in doctor's offices or as a nurse, or might have family members that are nurses. There's grocers. I know I have a couple families who work in grocery stores. And we have firefighters. We have police officers, farmers that grow our food. These are all people that have had to work during this time that we are working. We are working at home. These people have to work outside of their home. Some now, Miss Willie only has to work outside of my home one day. The rest of the week, I'm home. But teachers are considered essential workers. So is a mail carrier and bus drivers and cafeteria workers. Now, a lot of you have gone down to the school and gotten cafeteria lunches from our school district, okay? Those are free right now for you guys. So these are all people that have had to work, even though they have to be careful because we're all home right now, all right? So I just wanted to do a little thank you memory book for you guys to remember all the nice people that have been helping you all out during this time, okay? So everybody got one of those too, and I want you to take your time. This is a 2 or 3 week project. You might not finish it till after school is done in a couple weeks, all right? All right, boys and girls. So those are your projects for the next 2 weeks. And I'm going to go over them on the days that I read stories about them and stuff, okay? All right, but I wanted to let your mommies and daddies know what we were going to be working on. All right, bye, guys. I forgot one other thing that was in your packet. This is for your Father's Day card. I'm going to do a lesson on the last week of school, so don't do anything with this yet. I'll explain what's in here and what you guys are going to do with it in a separate lesson next week, okay? So this is not for this week. This is for the last week of school because Father's Day isn't until June 21st. All right, boys and girls, so save this. Don't do anything with it yet. I'll explain everything in a week, okay?